You're watching ABC7 News at
Backlund Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Topping our news this evening, we've been monitoring severe weather on the Suncoast throughout the day.
Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with a look at our current conditions. Bob?
Good afternoon, everyone. A rough ride for most folks in Manatee County and North Sarasota County. Now some heavier weather moving along I-75 from Clark Road southward. By far the strongest cell is right here, heading off to the east now at 30 to 40 miles an hour. From about Wauchula, east and southeast of DeWitt. Moving off to the east, or I should say to the west of Wauchula, moving to the east at around 30 miles an hour. We're still under a tornado watch, but more than likely that will expire for Manatee County as well as Sarasota County, at least the northern portion, I think, over the next hour or so. And we still have a special marine warning down south for Venice and a small craft advisory, rip current advisory. On top of that, a lake wind advisory remains in effect tonight and tomorrow. There's the severe thunderstorm warning. We still have one into eastern sections of, again, Hardy County as well as northwest Highlands County, and that's in effect until 5. That may be extended now due to the fact that the National Weather Service is indicating that we are starting to see a little bit more indication of some winds up to 60 to 70 miles an hour with the signature on that cell. So Avon Park, also into Sebring, and just to the east of Wauchula. There's the cell right there. In fact, it's looking a little healthier now on the radial velocity with some possibility of rotation, but more than likely 60 to 70 mile an hour winds heading towards Sebring and possibly even into Avon Park this evening, just to the southeast of State Road 64. So east of Wauchula, east of Bowling Green, this area in particular has the potential for producing 60 to 70 mile an hour winds as it makes its way to the east. We have had some power outages reported in Palmetto due to the heavy weather that moved through there earlier. Things are calming down now into Parrish, also Bradenton, as well as into Anna Maria Island. But more importantly, the heavy rainfall now has moved into our interior counties and continuing to push off to the east. As far as the rainfall goes, it was heavy at times, also windy. Just near Egmont Key, we had a wind report up to 73 miles an hour just about an hour and a half to 2 hours ago. And the good news is, though, things are calming now into Manatee County. Still some heavy weather near Venice and just to the south and west of Northport. We'll keep you up to date as the information becomes available from the National Weather Service. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. A man who is no stranger to law enforcement was busted again recently at a Northport hotel, charged this time with drug trafficking.
The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office found 170 grams of methamphetamine, oxycodone pills, and other drugs inside the room of 26-year-old Dylan Woodward. ABC7's Christopher Brantley has more details.
Woodward was arrested at a hotel in Northport last Thursday evening, but that's far from the first time he's had a run-in with law enforcement. If there's a frequent flyers program for those allegedly trafficking drugs, Dylan Woodward may have reached gold status. How can somebody be arrested 18 times and still get back onto the streets?
I think that would be a question for, attorneys and judges.
Sarasota Sheriff's Office undercover detectives were given a tip that Woodward was selling drugs out of this Budget Inn hotel in Northport. After some surveillance, deputies arrested him on his 3 outstanding warrants for contempt of court. It was then they found the 170 grams of methamphetamine, oxycodone pills, various other drugs, and $740 in cash.
It's nothing new. Happens all over the place. In fact, obviously most of the drugs aren't made here locally. They come in from other places too.
While the sheriff's office made the arrest, Woodward's alleged drug trafficking is particularly frustrating for the Northport Police Department because Woodward doesn't live there.
There are a lot of folks here in Northport who think they're getting away with something, and eventually, we're just building that case, and it usually comes back to get them in the end.
The Sarasota Sheriff's Office says this is all a part of the larger conversation on opioid and other drug issues. They're quick to point out drug users are typically given the chance to clean themselves up and get help, but traffickers are a different story.
The dealers, we will continue to target them, and enforce the laws until, eventually they end up going to prison.
As of Tuesday afternoon, Woodward was still behind bars. His bail is set at just over $26,000. It's unclear whether he'll be able to make bail and get back on the streets. In Sarasota, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Christopher, thank you. A Charlotte County man is accused of hiding in a women's bathroom of a Port Charlotte Publix and then taking photos of the women inside. Charlotte County Sheriff's deputies say 23-year-old Eric Sockwell went into the bathroom back in January and took 13 photos of different women. Sockwell now faces multiple video voyeurism charges and is being held on $10,000 bond.
Sarasota police are searching for a man that stole from a Verizon store last week. Police say the man in these photos stole 2 cell phones from the Verizon store on South Tamiami Trail last Wednesday. The phones are valued at $800 apiece. If you know who he is, you're being asked to contact Sarasota police.
And Manatee County Sheriff's deputies looking for a person who broke into multiple vehicles. Investigators say someone broke into 5 vehicles that were parked at or near Buffalo Creek Park in Palmetto. Those break-ins happened between 6 and 9 o'clock last night. If you have any information that can help investigators, call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office.
The younger brother of accused Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz was in court this afternoon. Zachary Cruz was arrested yesterday and charged with trespassing. Police say the 18-year-old rode his skateboard around the Stoneman Douglas High School campus after getting through the locked doors and gates. The judge has issued a $500,000 bond for Cruz, ordered him to wear an ankle monitor, have no contact with his brother, and stay out of Broward County except for court dates. In the arrest report, the teen said to an arresting deputy that he wanted to reflect on the school shooting that killed 17 people last month. And police departments across Florida are now using the brand new gun law just passed by the state legislature. ABC7's Alan Cohn is here to explain how it will be utilized.
Jacqueline, imagine one area that most pro-gun control advocates and pro-gun rights supporters agree on. It's called red flag legislation. It gives law enforcement authority to remove guns and ammunition from anyone believed to be a danger to themselves or anyone else. Eventually, the gun owner would be allowed to petition the courts to get their weapon back.
It's a great idea. So when people talk about common sense gun safety regulation or firearm safety regulation, this is an example of something that people across the political spectrum can work with.
5 states already have these laws on the books. Coming up on ABC7 at 7, we'll find out how it is now being used in Florida. Back to you.
All right, Alan, we'll see you at 7. Thank you. We're in the final stretch of Election Day. Soon, Sarasota and Manatee counties will learn whether or not voters choose to invest in their students. Both school districts have asked voters to take on an additional $1 mil property tax to raise millions of dollars for schools. It's a tax that some say not only improves education, but in return strengthens the entire community. Better schools means higher property values. They also draw businesses and CEOs to the area.
If you want to build a strong community, you build it the way you build a football team, from the inside out. Schools are like an offensive line, right? It's not the sexiest thing, but it's how you win. Communities win by building strong cores to their community, and education really is that.
Polls close at 7 o'clock tonight, and we will bring you election results live on ABC7 News at 7.
ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joining us now. And Richard, we see this very often, the difference a day makes.
You're absolutely right, Jacqueline. It's amazing. It happens all the time. And what we're seeing is some people do what we call bottom fishing. They're looking for value, and certainly there was some out there. Indeed, we spent the entire day in plus territory. That's certainly a positive after yesterday. The high of the day was plus 192 points. We didn't finish there, but that was the high of the day. And the big story of the day is really going to be tomorrow. The Federal Reserve Board's Open Market Committee is meeting today and tomorrow. At 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, they are probably going to announce an increase in interest rates by 25 basis points, which is 1/4%. We'll have to see, but that's really what Wall Street is expecting. And if that's what happens, kind of a non-event. Well, let's take a look at an event, a positive day. There you see the Dow up 116 points, not quite 0.5%, closing at 24,727.27. That on volume of 897 million shares. The NASDAQ for the day was up by 1/4%, just over 20 points, closing at 7,364.30 on very heavy volume of 2,247 million shares. The S&P up a little bit, up 4 points, 0.15%, closing at 2,716.94. Well, if you've ever wanted to ship a package by FedEx, but you just couldn't find a convenient place to do that, well, guess what? Now you're going to have 500 more. FedEx today announced that it will be opening stores within Walmart. Yes, a store within a store. You're going to be able to go to your FedEx location within the Walmart store, do all of the things in terms of shipping and printing you might normally do. And what's in it for Walmart? Well, they just happen to have had 50 test markets that show that people that go into the store, when they're all done, they shop at Walmart. So it looks like a win-win. FedEx thinks it's a great deal. Walmart thinks it's a great deal. We'll have to see, but it certainly makes a lot of sense to me.
It does. And we've been talking, Richard, a lot about GE lately. It hasn't always been good news, and I guess more bad news today.
Yes, more bad news. $13.63 a share. That's the lowest price we've seen since September of 2009, 8.5 years ago. Tough go.
Okay. Richard, thanks for the update.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a deadly school shooting, another one, this one in Maryland today. We'll have new details about the gunman's relationship with one of the victims.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus a look at flight cancellations and road closures as the result of severe storms in our area.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota for big savings during the spring sales event and shop the area's largest selection of 7-passenger vehicles. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or get off-road capability with the comfort of an SUV in your new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Drive away in a new Dodge Journey for as little as $16,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Each day, researchers make discoveries that bring us closer to the moment when all cancer patients can become survivors. Their progress is made possible with the help of clinical trials. Clinical trials are the brightest torch researchers have to light their way towards better treatments. And if you've been diagnosed with cancer, they may be your brightest ray of hope. Speak with your doctor and visit standuptocancer.org/clinical trials to learn more. Together, we can stand up for all of us.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you. The ABC7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Another deadly shooting incident at a school, this time at a Maryland high school about 60 miles outside Washington, D.C.
ABC's Lana Zach has the latest developments tonight.
Before classes even began at Great Mills High School, gunfire rang out. Police say a 17-year-old male student armed with a handgun shot 2 fellow students, and immediately school resource officer Blaine Gaskill responded.
Had a very capable school resources officer that also happened to be a SWAT team member. This is a tough guy who apparently closed in very quickly and took the right kind of action And I think while it's still tragic, he may have saved other people's lives.
The shooter, identified as Austin Wyatt Rollins, was killed. A 14-year-old male student was shot and a 16-year-old female student was seriously injured. Police say the gunman may have had a prior relationship with the female victim, who is in critical condition with life-threatening injuries.
If you don't think this can't happen at your school, you are sadly mistaken.
The shooting took place in a school hallway and students reacted immediately, describing the scene on Twitter. There was a loud sound and everyone started running. This morning's incident happening just days before a national march demanding action on gun violence and school safety. That upcoming march sparked by the recent deadly school shooting in Parkland, Florida at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
You don't expect this because we just had a walkout just a week ago about gun violence.
And student survivors from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School there in Florida have been reaching out on Twitter to offer their support to the students here at Great Mills High. A group of students bonded together now by tragedy. Lana Zach, ABC News, Great Mills, Maryland.
Now to the search for a serial bomber terrorizing southeast Texas. Overnight, an explosion rocked a FedEx distribution center in Schertz, about an hour outside of Austin. It's believed the box contained nails and shrapnel, but no one was seriously hurt. Then, just a few hours later, 2 FedEx facilities in Austin were evacuated over what authorities are calling an apparent link between a local delivery service and the recent string of bombings in that area.
There were nails and metals in the bomb. Package was going to Austin.
A package had been traveling along the automated conveyor when it had exploded.
Authorities believe there is a serial bomber on the loose with 4 explosive detonations in less than 3 weeks now. 2 people have been killed, 4 others hurt. There have been more than 1,000 calls about suspicious packages, but so far authorities say they have no leads on a suspect.
Much of the country is under some type of storm warning tonight as severe weather rips across the south. Winds topping 60 miles per hour, tearing through neighborhoods in Atlanta, leaving this subdivision in ruins. Tornado watches issued in Florida and Georgia after what looks like a twister reduced this part of this church in Alabama to rubble. And warnings in Cave Spring, Georgia sent more than 100 people running to a nearby cave for shelter. That storm is now marching up the coast as the north braces for high winds, coastal flooding, and heavy snowfall.
Here in the Suncoast, 4 flights have been delayed at the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport due to the weather. In Tampa, flights are landing and departing from Tampa International, but so far there have been 124 delays and 4 cancellations. If you are traveling this evening, make sure to check your flight status before you head out to the airport. Even though I think the weather might be better in some areas, you know, it takes a while for them to catch up.
Right.
All those flights.
Things are tough going right now in Highlands County. A tornado warning issued for Highlands County. We'll talk to that in just a minute. Heavy weather blowing up into Anna Maria, too, earlier with some heavy rainfall. Look at this. Anna Maria webcam showing this line of intense storms moving in, and then all of a sudden the power goes out right around 4:06 on this webcam with a torrent of heavy rainfall there, and on top of that we had a 72 to 73 mile-an-hour wind gust reported just to the north of where this webcam is set up. So again, the tornado warning now in effect for Highlands County, which is our inland county, well inland, near Sebring and Avon Park. There's Avon Park. There's where the tornado warning is right now. Again, that's well east of Harding, DeSoto counties. A classic signature on the velocity product right now, indicating this rotating toward the radar, this rotating around it and away from it. So there's where the tornado is, at least the signature of the tornado at this hour, pushing off to the east at around 30 to 40 miles an hour. I mentioned that tornado warning now in effect from Lakemont, just north of Sebring, along State Road 17 east, all the way again toward Lake Okeechobee. Now this warning is in effect until 5:45 for us this evening. But elsewhere, we're still under that tornado watch into Manatee and North Sarasota counties, although the threat has lessened considerably here. Some heavy weather blowing up near Venice. So again, I'll have to keep an eye on that. Near Northport, get ready for some heavy rainfall. It's already starting to move in there, along with some frequent lightning strikes. A severe thunderstorm warning persists into east portions of Hardee County, as well as into northern portions of Highlands County. There's that heavy weather I mentioned. We'll have to keep an eye on this cell in particular. It's not showing any kind of rotation at this time, but heavy rainfall in Inglewood spreading off into Northport. On top of that, dangerous lightning, and there's a small possibility of some small hail. We had some gusty winds up to 50 to 60 miles an hour reported earlier on into Manatee County. Now, the possibility of small hail exists with this. We have to always kind of keep an eye on where the lightning really starts to intensify. And we're starting to see that right now, along with a storm signature of some small hail possible moving through that region. It's all part of a big cold front and the nor'easter, which we told you about yesterday, which is going to be those flooding problems across parts of New Jersey and some heavy snowfall into the New England states. And that's the fourth one in a row. Now, within the last 2.5 weeks, they've had to deal with a nor'easter of some sort. Looks like Maine will avoid most of this heavy weather. Lightning strikes have been intense where that tornado popped up. We did a kind of a query on that and saw 316 lightning strikes just in that one area within the last 14 or 15 minutes. Again, this was earlier about, I'd say 7 minutes ago where we saw a 73-mile-an-hour wind detected by the velocity. Now they've shifted east with much higher the winds expected with that. There are other showers behind it, so expect some rainfall still to persist and linger, but not nearly as much coverage and not nearly the intensity, I don't suspect, as these storms that were around earlier has used a lot of the energy that was out ahead of the actual prefrontal trough. Wind impact on that storm I just queried out there in the just west of Venice, now a 6.2 on a scale of 10 as far as winds go, so expect some very windy conditions there. Rainfall estimates for the past 12 hours really showing some significant rains on Anna Maria Island, 3 inches there, 2.5 near northwest Bradenton. And then also near Terracea and along I-75 and 275, over 3 inches of rain. Oneko, about an inch and an inch and a half there. 73, it's cooled down. Winds are still out of the west-southwest. Look out for your winds, too. Small craft advisory in effect. Rip currents, very dangerous along the area beaches for the next 24 to 48 hours at least. On top of that, a lake wind advisory. And then get ready for the cold as the high pressure builds in. We are going to see northwest winds, and they're going to be strong, and they will usher in another taste of winter on this first day of, looks like spring, and it looks like we're going to turn winter real quickly here along the Sun Coast as a result of that northwesterly flow. Although we'll see lots of sunshine around, we won't get the rainfall at all right through Saturday and Sunday as a result of that high pressure ridge building in through our region. Winds will be strong out of the north and northwest throughout the day on Wednesday. Even into Wednesday afternoon, 20 to 25, gusts as high as 30, and those winds really don't let up much on Thursday, so small craft advisories may stay with us all the way through. Again, the advisories are in effect for us here. Here's the first alert weather day tomorrow. The first alert weather day meaning that we'll have cool conditions, but also very windy weather. So small craft advisories in effect, rip current advisories in effect, and notice the cooler temperatures staying in the 60s through Friday. And then we have to hold on to the weekend because it's looking nice back into the mid to upper 70s on Saturday and Sunday. We'll have a little bit more later on our weather outbreak. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Bob. In health news tonight, an alarming new trend. Health officials in Mississippi, Tennessee, and now Indiana are reporting residents getting high on bug spray. Firefighters say they are responding to up to 5 calls a day in Indianapolis for people needing medical aid after inhaling the toxic mix of ingredients. Officials say users get high by putting the heavy-duty bug spray on paper, rolling it up like a cigarette, and then smoking it. They say it doesn't take much for the person to have a severe reaction. Easy access to bug spray is also making this a growing public health danger. And you know you aren't at your best when you don't get enough sleep. It obviously takes a toll on more than just your mood. It can also hurt your athletic performance. Doctors see the biggest drawback in lost sleep for those in endurance sports due to lack of motivation. The less sleep you have, the less likely you are to be motivated when you need it most. If losing sleep hinders your athletic ability, then it makes sense that getting extra sleep will improve it. So how much sleep is enough? Doctors say to pay attention over time to how much sleep you need to stay alert during the day and function well. And working out could do more than help you look and feel better. A new study shows it might also curb your risk of dementia. Mary Maloney explains how physical fitness can affect your brain health.
Women with high cardiovascular fitness or high stamina could have an 88% lower risk of dementia than their more sedentary counterparts. That's according to the results of a new study in the journal Neurology. Researchers also found the average age at dementia onset was 11 years older among those with better stamina. The new study continues a trend of spotlighting controllable risk factors like diet and lifestyle. The Alzheimer's Association says not smoking, getting enough sleep, and staying socially engaged are all ways people can try to reduce their risk of dementia. More research is needed to determine whether improved fitness could have positive effects on dementia risk and when in life a high fitness level is most important. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
2 heroic rescues you don't want to miss, one from the ice and one from fire, coming up after the break.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Our accolades are great. Just wait until you see our prices. Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with a family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 digital media services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 digital media services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
2 daring rescues to show you tonight, one from icy conditions in the frozen wild, the other from a fiery inferno in a parking lot.
Here's Jeremy Roth with today's Take a Look at This.
The saying goes, as sure-footed as a deer. Huh? Yes, it is a saying. Look it up. But apparently no one bothered to tell this fawn in Finland. Either that or maybe it was just doing its best Bambi impression. Either way, the fawn's day took a slippery turn when it found itself stranded on some ice in the Inku archipelago. Luckily, a Finnish Coast Guard officer who was on patrol nearby stepped in to lend a helping hand. Video of the encounter was shared on social media by the Finnish Border Patrol. Now to another rescue where the stakes were much higher. Newly released video shows officers and civilians rescuing a crash victim in Pennsylvania. The driver became trapped under this burning vehicle in a church school's parking lot. Witnesses say the vehicle went airborne after the driver hit the median of a nearby road. Employees of the school kept the fire under control with extinguishers until police arrived. Then they helped police push the car over so the man could be pulled to safety. The driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The police are hoping to identify the Good Samaritans to recognize their heroic efforts. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
All right, let's get a check on first alert traffic. We're seeing some backups in the northbound lanes of I-75. This is in the Sarasota area between University Parkway and Fruitville Road exits. Also want to let you know that the Skyway Bridge, which was closed for a few hours this afternoon because of high winds, is now back open to traffic.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, Manatee County decides whether or not to tax residents of two communities to buy land for a new preserve. Why many residents are opposed.
And a possible solution to the congested traffic on I-275 between St. Petersburg and Anna Maria Island.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.